started.
Mahmoud Musa. Okay, let's see. I think it's time for e4. So this could be a French defense, or it could be some kind of Pirc or Neo-Philidor. It's attacking the e-pawn, so I'll defend it. And yeah, the queen can't come out along this diagonal, so I can play f4 here. And this will help me bring my knight out behind the pawns and defend the d-pawn here. I can shore up the d-pawn with c3, for example. So where is that knight going? The knight's probably going to route around to c2, so I guess he's going to play c4 here. And my plan is to put the bishop here to support the pawn. If he wants to trade, and take back with the pawn. So we've got an open c-file now, and I have to be careful with the d-pawn here. But it's securely protected at the moment. Maybe, is he trying to go for e4? e5 rather. He is. So what does this mean? Let's see, I can take with either the f-pawn or the d-pawn. I think if I take with the f-pawn first, I'll open up the f-file. That looks good to me. He can hop his knight in here at any time to harass this bishop. But this pawn is still protected, is it not? I guess it's not. Let's see, now if I take again, and he'll move the knight to g4 there and round up the pawn, because the bishop and the knight, the knight, and the rook are all coordinating on e5, so I don't get to win a pawn and keep it. I'll just be stuck with a bad isolated pawn. So instead of that, I'm going to push this pawn forward. And if he plays knight g4, I'm going to drop this bishop back and preserve it. And this pawn here, I'll try to pressure his e-pawn. It'll help keep his bishop in check. Okay, so don't want to give up the light squared bishop just yet, so I will drop back and kick that knight away with e3. Let's do that now, with a3 rather. The knight really has nowhere to go but back to a6. So you can throw in the knights, the exchange of the knight. Let's see. His knight is still not coming into these squares, so I can take back with the queen. And I can pile up pressure on his knight. Actually, the knight on f6 looks like it's vulnerable to a bishop to g5 after his knight retreats. I guess he's looking for another tempo move. I don't see one. Let's see. So bishop, knight, and queen against bishop and knight. Yes, I've outnumbered him on this square, and he can't easily defend it. So I think he's going to be in trouble. Also, if the knight moves, I can take on f7. So I think for once his quick play has gotten him into trouble. Maybe not for once, but it seems to me sometimes I'm the one that gets into trouble when my opponent plays quickly. Throws me off balance, and I don't spend enough time thinking about my moves. So how long has he been thinking now? Let's back up one move. Yeah, he didn't think at all until this point. Or basically 4 seconds per move. And now he's thinking for a minute. Let's make sure I'm connected. Yes, I'm still online here. Okay, if this goes on for too long, I will edit it out. Ah, he moved. So he wants to play this kind of game. I'm going to take, and then... okay, so pawn takes, rook takes, queen takes, and then I have to move my knight. Okay, let's not bother with that. Let's leave it there and just go directly for the knight on f6. It's just that after that exchange, my knight didn't seem to have anything great, any great squares to go to. Whereas here, I just win a piece outright. No particular compromises. And so at the end of all this, yes, I will be a piece up. And I just need to get my bishop into the game. Yeah, no, that's good. He puts a rook on the open C file. I need to play bishop to C2 anyway, which invites some kind of pin against the knight. Let's see. Or could I go to D3? I'm just thinking bishop D3, he will bring his knight into C5, attacking the pawn. But my bishop could then retreat along this diagonal. Yeah, it's better. And then my knight is never pinned. And the knight is, it doesn't matter that it's a double attack on the bishop and the pawn because the knight's still defending the pawn. So I will drop my rook back and play on a piece up, right? Everything is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he doesn't even have a pawn for the piece, so nothing much to show for his play. Now I'm just threatening to play D6, D7. Let's start with D6. That would have been a fork if he had left his rook in the back rank, but he didn't go for that. Now I can play here, bring my knight into C7. Or I could trade off his knight if he wants to give me another pawn here. And just just double my rooks behind the pawn. Okay, so that's hitting my bishop and it's hitting the pawn. Where do I want to go? Maybe here. So after he takes my b pawn, I will defend my bishop this way. And so I've blockaded his pawns. I can push my pawn forward and then get my rooks lined up to take advantage of the advanced pawn. Let's see. I moved his rook to the side. So he's giving up on queening me. Maybe he's hoping to go for... Okay, so let's not be too hasty. He's hoping to go for some kind of threat to this pawn, the g pawn. So let's blockade that. He might get some kind of perpetual there. I can avoid a mate by moving this rook out of the way, but I can't... Let's see, if rook takes bishop, I have rook takes rook. There we go. Let's not move the pawn. Let's not move the rook. Let's just move the pawn. Now I'm ready to play rook to c8. And so I can defend this way. I don't want to give up that pawn, even for a bishop. So now, let's see, how's the best way to do this? Let's take here, and then bring this rook in. So he can't win the pawn. I've got two pieces protecting it. He only has two pieces that can attack it. His king is not close enough. His king can go here. I'll bring my rook in. He didn't even do that. Okay, so this will force an exchange, or actually this forces a win. He can't protect the rook, and if he trades I get the queen. So that should be enough to win pretty quickly.
Check.
Okay, going for the spike check.
Black resigns.
Okay. Well, at least I got
Incoming
a
challenge.
at least I got a win in. I will upload this and do a postmortem. See you guys later. Bye.